Morning. Thanks for joining me today. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Deanna and I am a Pilates instructor and co-founder of the Pilates studio in Governor Square. And today's mat work class, I'm going to use a chair, just a good old-fashioned chair. You're going to want a mat with a little bit of a grip, so Pilates mat, a yoga mat, something where the chair is not going to slide. Most of the exercises can be modified without the chair, so if you feel like you don't quite trust your mat or your chair, you can do them a different way. I'll give you as many modifications as I can. And yeah, I think we're going to get started. So we're going to start sitting on the chair. So the chair needs to be at like the front of your mat, and then you'll be sitting right on the edge of the chair. Okay? So sitting with the knees bent, hip distance apart, up nice and tall, reaching your arms in front. Palms facing in and just relaxing through the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. This is called an imprint or a pelvic tilt. Rolling off those sit bones until you're balanced basically on your tailbone. And then when you inhale, you're going to uncurl the tailbone, lengthening the spine back up to neutral. So it's an exhale to roll. Inhale to uncurl back up. So you're taking that spine and you're flexing that lower spine, that lower back, working and opening through the front of your hips. You should be feeling your abdominals. So if you're not, think of drawing or squeezing them in as you tuck. Almost like the pubic bone will start to lift towards the ceiling as you tuck back. And then re-stack up. It goes right back to neutral. And again, it's a small movement. Now we're going to reach the arms up, almost framing the head. So reaching up a little bit towards the ceiling, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the shoulders down as you roll back. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, open the arms and rotate. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, twist. Reach the arms up, roll it back. Inhale, restack. Exhale, twist. 1. Inhale, middle. Exhale, twist 2. Inhale, middle. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, up. We're just starting to warm up the spine a little bit. Reach the arms up. Shoulders are still relaxed as you roll back. And up one more time on each side. Roll it back. Last time, just reaching all the way straight. Fantastic. Okay, now the second one is actually going to seem probably simple at first, but it's a lot about where your pelvis and your spine is. So you're going to bring your hands behind your head, so clasp the fingers together, and you want to find a neutral pelvis. Okay, so you want to feel like you're sitting right on top of your sit bones, and then anchoring your right foot down. I want you to exhale, extend your left leg straight without shifting through the pelvis, and then bring it down. Okay, so this seems like pretty easy. But when your leg extends straight, most people will tuck, like I just did, a little bit under, okay? Especially if you're tight in your hamstring. So I really want you to think of engaging the top of your thigh or trying to squeeze it to extend your leg straight. Now the higher your chair is, the harder this will be. 2 more on this side. Up, keeping the abs strong. Switch legs. So as you're extending, again, that leg nice and straight, the hamstring is pulled, and it usually wants to force your pelvis to be kind of tucked under each time. So again, you want to really think at the end of your extension, keeping the pelvis stable, keeping the spine straight. Do 2 more on this side. Perfect, and then release it all the way back down. Now, we're going to turn sideways on the chair. I'm going to bring it a little bit more in so you can see. Actually, let's do this. I'll kind of do it on a slight angle. You're going to be sitting towards the front side of the chair. Okay, now again, if you don't feel comfortable with this, you can do this on the floor. Arms are going to reach in front. Legs are hip width apart. You're up tall again. You're going to exhale, tuck your tailbone under, and hold this position. Okay? Really squeeze the abdominals in. Pick your right leg up. So your right knee is bent. Perfect. And then you're going to exhale, tap it towards the floor. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, it doesn't have to touch the floor. Usually the knee comes down about the height, same height as your hip. Okay, and you'll feel the legs starting to work. If it's in your lower back, you can come up a little bit, but make sure you've got that nice tuck of your tailbone under. 2 more on the side. Perfect, and then bring yourself up for a quick break, and then back down again, tucking under, other leg lifts. Exhale, tap, and up. And just again, keeping that nice tuck in the pelvis, and keeping the abdominals really active and strong, right? 2 more. 1, 2, bringing the foot down and coming all the way back up. Now, you're going to keep the arms reaching in front, roll back again and hold it. Now this is where if you don't feel comfortable, you're going to pop yourself on the floor because we're going to lift both legs up. So once you're in this position, the arms are going to float up onto that 45-degree angle. Keep a nice strong tuck, lift one knee up. Make sure you have enough space behind you. You're going to lift the other leg up. If you feel more comfortable, you can hold on to the chair as well. Okay, perfect. So you're holding this position. Exhale, tap one foot towards the ground. And up. Remember, you're not touching the floor. You're bringing that knee down till it's lined up with your hip. This is hard. Again, you can do it on the floor. You can also do it with just one leg again. So 1 foot on the floor, 1 leg up. 4 more to go. 4, 3, 2, last one. 1, perfect, and roll yourself up. Fantastic. All right, so the chair should be still at the front of your mat. You're going to come stand a little bit away from the chair with your feet pointing forward. I want you to reach your hands towards the chair. All right, so we're going to go into our cat-cow here. So you're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone under, rounding the spine, relaxing through the shoulders. Take an inhale. Then you're going to exhale, uncurl the tailbone, lengthening out the spine and allowing the head to lift. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend the knees. So it's a scoop of the abdominals under, inhaling to hold. Exhaling to uncurl the tailbone, lengthen up the spine, let the head rise. So as you go through this, is almost 3 movements. Pelvic movement, then the ribs lift to the ceiling, the head drops gently. And then when you uncurl, it's the tailbone, then the spine straightening, then the head lifting. And again, if you're closer to the chair, you probably get a little bit of a break on the hamstring, so just adjust as you need it. And the lower your chair is, the harder it is. So just make yourself comfortable. But make sure you're getting that nice stretch. Hold the back straight, push the weight into your heels, and really get that stretch through the back of the legs. Now I want you to come in a position where your hands are under your shoulders and the legs are pretty much under your hips, back is straight. Kind of like a tabletop position, but in standing instead of kneeling. And then without shifting your weight to one side, so it's going to be on one leg, but your hips don't shift. I want you to pick one foot up and extend it out. Squeeze that thigh and leg, then bring it down. Do the other side. So as you go to pick the other foot up, don't let the hips shift to the side. All the weight will be on one leg, but I don't want you to lift and rock to the side. Just be aware your head is lifted. You shouldn't be looking at your legs. Think of a long spine when you do this. So from the tailbone out through the top of the head. Now we're going to add a little bit to this. We're going to add the opposite arm and leg. So exhale, reach, and down, and reach, and down. Same thing. You try to keep your hips stable, your back straight, as you work through the arm and leg reach. 1 more on each side. And then rounding the spine again, sitting to the heels. Now the next one we're going to go into is a plank position on the chair. Yay, planks. So you can hold your hands flat. I like to hold kind of the side of the chair, whatever works for you. Bringing the feet back, keeping them about hip distance apart, and letting the hands come pretty much under the shoulders. And you're trying to create this long line from your ankles through your knees, through your hips, through your shoulders. Press the heels towards the floor, then lift the heels up. Press, inhale up, press. So you're keeping this nice long plank, working through a bit of the calf, but you can feel the distribution of weight change. So when you come up onto the balls of the feet, it goes more into the arms. When you press the heels to the floor, goes a little bit more into the core. Now press the heels and hold the heels. Exhale, bend one knee in and back. So that slow mountain climber. Again, check that you feel stable with your chair. So you're trying to keep your upper body stable, back straight, back straight. Watch you haven't started to sink into your shoulders. Okay, so you want to think of always reaching out through the shoulders. Knee out to the side. And in. And in. So it gets a little bit of that hip work. Take a break if you need it. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Perfect. And then again, same thing, round the spine, sitting towards the heels. Fabulous. And then turning around, bum towards the chair, we're going to do a few squats. So feet are going to be pointing hip distance apart. I want you to go into your squat. Okay, so almost touching that chair. And then I want you to come up, reach your arms to the ceiling, and let your heels float up. Go down to your squat. Heels come up. All right, so as the heels lift, the weight should be in that thick part of the ball of your foot. So it's like a balance act. My fingertips are almost touching my fan. The joys of small spaces. 2 more. Last time. And then bring it all the way down. Sitting on the edge of your chair, ankle on your thigh, back straight, and I want you to hinge forward from your hips, stretching through your butt. Try not to collapse down, okay? Try to hinge forward from the hips and just think of long, long spine as you reach almost forward and away as you stretch. Then we're going to switch sides. All right, we are going to come down onto your mat now. So your chair should still be at the front, and I want you to lie on your back. Move this around here. It's my cheat sheets today. A lot of new stuff in here today. So we are going to be lying on our back with the legs underneath the chair. Arms are going to reach to the ceiling. Okay, so you're flexing through your feet. You're taking an inhale. On an exhale, everything's going to lift. So the arms lower, your head and shoulders lift, and you're going to reach up, reaching forward, rounding through the spine. Okay, take an inhale to hold it, and then an exhale to tuck and roll all the way back down. Think of scooping your abdominals in as you go up and over the chair. And then you're going to exhale as you roll it back. So it's that nice C curve at the top. And you're keeping the C curve as you roll down. When you roll down this time, I just want you to watch your hips a little bit. You want to avoid them kind of wobbling side to side. So a lot of times if you kind of have a look at them and see if you can roll evenly through both sides. One more time. Fabulous. Okay, now roll yourself up. Now this is kind of like a little bit of leg lift work into a side plank. So one or both of these can be done without the chair. If you find that you get through this and you're like, it's a bit much, or you don't trust your chair. So you're going to be lying on your side. Top foot is on the top of the chair, okay? So the ankle, okay? You don't want the whole foot on there. And then the bottom leg is just straight underneath the chair. Hips are stacked. My head's probably chopped off again on this one. That's all right though. Lift the side of your waist away from the mat. Okay, point your bottom foot. Press down into the chair with your top foot. Lift the bottom leg up and down. Think of your inner thigh, right at the top of your thigh. That muscle is what's working. Think of as you lift your leg now, squeeze in through your abdominals. Your waist is still slightly lifted. You're still pressing down into the chair with the top leg. Hold your bottom leg up now. Okay, now really think, lengthen the spine, lift the waist, really draw the abs in, little pulses with the bottom leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg up, reach the bottom leg long, press into the top of the chair, and then do it again for 10 more pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax it all the way down. Now come up onto the side of your elbow. Now this is the part that might get a little bit difficult for some people. So again, you can do it with your feet on the floor. We're going to do side plank. So when you're ready, you're going to lift your top hip up into your side plank. Okay, not so bad. You can definitely feel the bottom half of your body working. Now if you really want to get fancy, you can exhale, lift your bottom leg up all the way down. Oh yeah. 2 for 8. Let's give this a finite 3. Woo. 4. 5. It's very difficult. 6 to lift your leg. 7. Last one. 8. And let that hip drop down. Fabulous. Other side. So I'm just going to bring the chair this way. So we're going to start with our leg lifts. So the bottom leg is straight, top leg is on the chair, just the ankle. All right, hips are stacked, waist is slightly lifted. Bottom leg up. So you're pressing down gently with the top leg as you lift your bottom leg up. And again, just getting that little bit of activation right in the top of the inner thigh. Keep that waist lifted and then hold the leg up. Pulse it up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg up. Make sure the waist lifted, hips are stacked. Pulse it again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And relax it down. Side plank. Just gonna make sure my chair is safely on the mat. So elbows bent under your shoulder. Top leg is straight, bottom leg is straight. When you're ready, you're gonna lift into your side plank. Check those hips are stacked. You can hold this position or you can lift the bottom leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, 1, and bring it all the way down. Woo, if anyone did that one, you're welcome. All right, so I'm just gonna push the chair back to the front of my mat, and we're gonna be lying on our back, working on some rollovers. So we're gonna have our feet resting on the front of the mat, arms are at your side. You're in a neutral pelvis to start. I want you to bring one leg up at a time into a tabletop position, like that. So knees are bent. On an inhale, you're going to bring the thighs to your chest, or to your stomach. On the exhale, you're gonna start to roll up and reach your feet behind you, pushing your arms into the mat, okay? So the exhale is legs back behind you. So now you're resting between the shoulder blades. Open the feet up, just about hip bone distance apart. You can keep the toes pointed, and then you're gonna exhale, roll down, pressing into the floor. Once your feet come together, Or once your legs are straight up in the air, your feet come together, bring them down for a rest. Okay? So inhale, exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, roll. Legs come together and they rest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, roll down on your exhale. Reach that spine long. Use those abdominals to roll through the spine. We've got 2 more to go. Keep those legs nice and straight if you can. Oh, 1 more to go. Fantastic. And then just slide yourself to the side and roll it up. Now, it depends on how wide your chair is, but I think everyone should be pretty good with this. You're going to bring your legs on the outside of your chair so you can gently push inwards to help you engage and sit up nice and tall. You're going to be sitting up nice and straight with your arms reaching out to your side. Excuse me, hands are lined up with your shoulders. We're doing the saw. So legs are straight, feet are flexed. Inhale, rotate to one side, keeping a little squeeze into the chair. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, restack up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Twist and reach. Uncurl, straighten out. So it's that twist of the spine, then flex. Uncurl, twist. Now you're reaching towards the outside of your foot with your hand. The idea is to turn your back palm to the ceiling. It's a coordination test. Keep squeezing into the chair. 1 more on each side. Twist and reach. Restack and up 1 more time. Twist and reach. Restack and relax. Okay. Now the double leg, single leg stretch. We're just going to do it flat on the mat. Bring yourself up so your heels can be kind of resting in a tabletop position here. Hands come behind the head, curl the head and shoulders up. You're in an imprint or a little pelvic tilt. Both legs are now going to come up. Perfect. Now exhale, reach one leg out, then the other leg in, and switch. I like how the chair will stop you, because people always go, or they tend to go anyway, a little too low with the legs as opposed to getting the ab work by curling the head and shoulders up higher. Add a rotation, so bending towards the, or rotating towards the bent knee. Curl it up. If you're not feeling your abdominals, you don't have to bring your legs lower. That's what the chair is there for. Okay, curl up higher. That is harder work. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it down, hug the knees into the chest. Feet can rest on the chair again. Legs are together, curl the head and shoulders up, reach the hands towards the outside of the knees. Now you can do this with just the arms if it's too much, just the legs, or the head down, both arms and legs. It's like a crapshoot. You can pick what works best for you. On an exhale, you're going to reach both arms back behind, circle around. Stage 1. You can pick the feet up and extend the legs out with the arms. It's kind of level 2. You can do it with head down if it's too much of the neck, which is totally fine. Trust me, you get lots of ab work this way. Whether you get ab work and having your neck not be stiff and sore later. You can also do it with one hand behind your head. I have so many options, so many options. 3 more. 3, you're almost there. Curl up higher. 2, last one. Oh, perfect, and then bring the legs in. Fabulous, and then bring your feet back up onto the chair. Legs together, arms out to your side, palms facing the floor. And just allow the knees to gently lower to one side. One of your feet will come off the chair. And then bring the legs up. Then you go the other side. Just try to keep your shoulders glued down to the mat. Just give you a little bit of a break, a little bit of a stretch. All right, so we're gonna get up now. So rolling onto your side and bringing yourself up. So this is a little bit more upper body work. It can be done with the chair or without the chair. We're gonna do a few basically reverse planks. So you're gonna start by sitting on the edge of the chair. Make sure the chair is secure. Hands are gonna be, I always put them on the outside of the chair, but you can have the palms facing backwards or forwards. It depends on your shoulder flexibility. This is kind of just somewhere in the middle. And then you're gonna walk yourself out, okay? So the knees are bent, legs are together, okay? We're not doing tricep dips, don't worry. And then from this position, I want you to be able to lift the hips up, like that. Okay, your knees can be bent for now, and then down. So let's exhale, lift. Squeeze your glutes and squeeze your legs together, keeping the chest open in the front. So you shouldn't feel like your ears are about to be touched by your shoulders. Now, if you find this not too difficult, walk the feet forward so the legs start straight. The hips will be dropped, okay? Then you're going to squeeze the glutes and lift, and then lower. Reach. Again, squeezing through the glutes, squeezing the legs together. Think of what's lifting your hips. It's your glutes, little hamstrings. Your abdominals and back are involved, so squeeze through the abs. 2 more. Squeeze those glutes, ladies and gentlemen. 2. Last time. Perfect, and then walk yourself back, sit up on that chair, shake it out. Sitting right on the edge of the chair, take an inhale, just reach your arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower the one arm to the side and just give yourself a little bit of a side bend. And then the inhale, come up, and then exhale, bend to the other side. 1 more on each side. Last time. Fantastic. And then bring yourself up, facing the chair again. Hands on the outside of the chair. I want you to walk your feet back into your plank position again. Perfect. So feet are going to be shoulder width or hip bone distance apart. Draw the abs up, press the heels to the floor, then bend one knee, press the opposite heel down, and switch. If you feel like the chair is sliding forward, which I just noticed mine was, I think maybe you probably need to move closer to the chair. Now press both heels to the mat. Fabulous. All right. On an exhale, lift the one leg up and point the foot. Lower that leg down. With the other leg. And lower it down. So as you're going through this, you're using your butt muscles to lift you. Or lift your leg, I should say. So as you're lifting the leg, the glutes squeeze. You don't drop your back or sink in through your lower back to lift your leg. You're trying to engage your glute. Now lift that top leg and hold it. Flex the foot. Pulse the leg up and down for 8, 7, 6, squeeze the glute, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch it up. Flex the foot, pulse for 8, 7, use the glutes, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring the feet nice and close to the chair. Round the spine and just sit back and stretch it out. Then roll yourself up and you can place the chair to the side. And we're going to end with our swan dive prep. This is the one that cut off last time. I'm having some technical difficulties with my iPad mini storage. However, if it does cut off, we're doing 6 repetitions of our swan dive prep into our shell stretch, and then we are done. Heels facing towards each other, hands on the side of the head. Draw the shoulders down. Inhale to float the head and chest up. The elbows can lift, pressing up, keeping the glutes strong. Exhale, lowering down. So you start to feel the chest rise. The head will follow, and then if you can, the elbows lift to go into more of a back extension. Use your glutes, so squeeze them. Lengthening the spine on the way up. I always say reach out through the top of the head. It's one of my favorite sayings. 3 more, so stretching through. And then reaching long as you come down. Last one. And then pressing yourself all the way up, rounding that spine, sitting to the heels, into your shell stretch. So you're flexed, so you're tucked under through the pelvis. You should feel maybe a nice stretch in the lower back. And then from this position, you want to uncurl your pelvis. So you're actually reaching your tailbone behind, so then it starts to straighten out your spine. Your chest will lift. Then walk your hands forward and let your chest lower for a little bit of a shoulder stretch. And when you're ready, just bring yourself all the way back up. And you're done. That was great. It's amazing what you can do with a regular old chair, right? I hope you did enjoy the class today, and I will be back Friday with a straight up mat class, no equipment, no chairs, just lots of abs, right? Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again.